Welcome everybody to the South Hockey Network final broadcast of the night here at the 2025 Governor's Cup here in Jamestown, New York. We've got two teams that unfortunately have both been eliminated but still closing out their preliminary round schedule. We've got the St. Ignatius Wildcats, 8-time Ohio State champions, versus the Pine Richland Rams, 3-time Pennsylvania State champions. Should make for a good game as we are underway. Pine Richland in the black uniforms and St. Ignatius in the white. Sent up to the right point. This one fired toward the net. Intercepted and sent out. Now Hill takes it back for St. Ignatius. Goes out to the neutral zone, tapped along, and brought in by Mihalovic. Takes a shot, and that one stopped. Your starting goaltenders tonight for the Pine Richland Rams appears to be number 21. I don't have him on my roster, though. See if I can find that last name. It looks like Seadog. And he is nowhere to be found on my roster, unfortunately. The other goaltender is Blake Benedicts. As we're back underway, Pine Richland looking to get it out. They can't get it out past the blue line. Now it's kept alive by the Wildcats. Here's a quick shot off the stick of Zavi, and that's held on to by the goaltender for Pine Richland. Sudac, S-U-D-A-C? We'll go with it. Meanwhile, over on rink 2, by the way, the Culver Eagles are winning 3-1 over the North Allegheny Tigers. We'll keep you updated on possible scenarios. So far, two teams have clinched, both Connecticut teams that are here, Norwich Free and South Kent, as this one's fought for down below the goal line. Now Robinson goes far side half boards. Looking to get it out is Cabanez. Knocked right back down the other way, and that's stopped by Benedicts. Near side, Bazavi. Out to the neutral zone, Babinski. Now Bazavi moves to the far side blue line. Tried a toe drag and couldn't get that shot on net. Now Pine Richland will send it back in the other way. Deflected off to the side by the goaltender. Now Hill, below the goal line, goes over to action. If you recognize my voice, I covered a St. Ignatius game at the Hoosier Cup in Indiana. As this one's fired back down the other way, out of his net to play it is Blake Benedicts. Leaves it behind the net for Gallucci. I was told by the St. Ignatius Wildcats in the hotel room to look out for number 17. That's Levi Gallucci. Forward, junior forward for the Wolfpack, so we'll keep an eye on him. Now Hulek comes over the line onside. Gallucci fires that one high at the crossbar. Now picked up by Pine Richland. They'll bring it out to the neutral zone, backhanded in, and chased after by action. Now Hill below the goal line. Now brought in. This one dropped off, but intercepted by Pine Richland, and they'll send it out to the neutral zone. Now a turnover. Here's a partial break down that left wing side, and that shot is stopped by the goaltender. Off the glass and out. Julio will pick it back up in his own zone. Still 0-0 game early on here from beautiful Northwest Arena here in Jamestown, New York, the home of the 2025 Governor's Cup. 5,000 seat venue. And Mayoshi plays it up to Banaszak. Now out to the neutral zone. Jalix tried to get around one man. He could not. A man's taken down into the near side half boards, and that's going to be a penalty. Less than 4 minutes into the game, we have our first call. So an early power play for Pine Richland. Right circle draw. And refs making sure everyone's in legal positioning for the face-off, and it's won by the Rams as they get set on their power play. Throw into the slot, and Hank couldn't get a shot away. Or Nake, I should say. Jackson Nake, the junior forward. Now Phillips has it in his own zone. Goes out to the neutral zone, tipped ahead, and Lou, I should say, will play this one to the near side, and the Wolfpack will get it out. Pardon me, Wildcats will get it out. Back down for Phillips in his own zone. 40 seconds gone by on the power play. And we have an offside called there. 10:41 to go here in the first period. This one brought out through the neutral zone, coming over the line, left wing side. Intercepted by Action, and he will clear it out to the neutral zone. Good penalty kill here for St. Ignatius as the Rams bring it up ice. Here's Kitsetsi. And it's cleared out of there by the Wildcats once again. 5 minutes gone by here in the first period. Backhander to the far side, and the Wolfpack will get it out again shorthanded. Knocking this one deep. That takes a funny hop off a stanchion. Hulek picks it up. Nice move. Gets rid of a shot, and that one deflects wide of the net. Desjardins. Out to Branutsky. Sends this one in, and Hill takes it back for the Wildcats. Penalty is over. A great penalty kill by St. Ignatius. And the whistle sounds because the door was left open. Sent down below the goal line and played to the near side. Phillips. On the far side, and Hulek brings it over the line. Send it to Rose, wide open, and he let that one fly way wide of the net. A prime scoring opportunity for St. Ignatius was just blundered. Now Hulek takes a shot. One blocked by the Pine Richland defender. As they get this one deep again. And a backhand shot in the slot. That one taken by Noah Taggart is stopped by Benedicts. Culver up 4-1 over on the other rink. They're looking to book their spot in the semifinals. Rose goes across Galucci. He scores! What a shot! And a great passing play as well by St. Ignatius. Breaks the ice. They lead 1-0. Levi Galucci, the sophomore, gets the scoring party started. Number 17, White. And it is 1-0. Now Newell, down below the line. Picked up and played off the boards. Out to Newell again. Knocked off the puck, and Rope brings it in. Rope looking for a quick response for Pine Richland. He sends that one to the slot, deflects up high. Katafsi takes a shot from the right wing side. That one gets deflected behind the net. And out to neutral ice. Now Hill regains it for Ignatius. He plays this one out to the neutral zone, and Julio plays it to the far side right near the penalty boxes. They can't bring it in the zone cleanly. Now Jalix comes across. He fires a shot. Phillips makes the block and sends it to the far side corner. Hill, right circle, got it to his man, and he scores. It's a bottle popper. What a goal by John Zavi. And a beautiful one. Doubles the Wildcats lead. It is 2-0. Here with 7:05 to go in the first period. How about that shot? And not only is it a bottle mover, it's a bottle popper as that water goes spraying everywhere. Boom! Great shot from our Baker goalie cams. And St. Ignatius with a dominant start here to the first period. Pine Richland looks to enter the zone, but they are offside, stopping play. Now back over the line come the Rams. Down low, Louis. And brought down below the goal line once again by St. Ignatius. They can't clear it out, kept alive by Hadley. He fires a shot. That's into the glove of Benedicts, and he holds on for a whistle. Well, with the Culver Eagles winning by a final score of 4-1, this is the South Hockey Network, of course, so I will take a moment to let any potential Glenbrook South fans out there know that, unfortunately, the Glenbrook South Titans have been eliminated from the 2025 Governor's Cup, as the 2-1 record was not enough to advance. The only way for the Titans to advance in theory would be if Bethel Park lost all 5 period points. However, they're playing University School, and that would mean that they win all 5 period points themselves, giving them 10, which surpasses Glenbrook South. So it's over for the Titans. All right, well, we've got a game at hand here, so I do apologize for a bit of a distracted start here on the broadcast. We're here to broadcast this game, whether it's an elimination game or not, and we're here to do that job professionally, Gerard and I. So all focus goes to this game, and a penalty is called for tripping against Pine Richland. So going to the power play is St. Ignatius. They'll have 2 minutes. Gallucci ready for the face-off. He opened the scoring here. Face-off taken by the Wildcats. Here's Rose, left circle. Goes up high to Hill. Now Rose again. Goes down below the goal line for Gallucci. Near side corner. Gallucci. Across. Hill backhands it down low. Picked up by Mayoshi. Hill sends it down again. There's Rose, looking to center that for Hulick, but it's taken away by the Rams and cleared all the way down. Benedicts. Now Hill. Goes across Gallucci. Sends it back into the zone. Benedicts settles it down, and it's picked back up by Mayoshi. 5.5 to go here in the first period. 1 minute left on this St. Ignatius power play. Here's Gallucci dropping it off for Rose. Right side circle. Patrick Rose to get it back to Gallucci, but that's intercepted by Katzvi. And he will clear. Nice penalty kill here for the Rams as they send this one all the way down. Now Hulek brings it over the line. Goes to the right point. Hill now to Gallucci. Over to the right side circle for Miyoshi. Down below the line once again. Sent right in front by Rose, but nobody there. Now Gallucci back up high. Hill, big one-timer, and the goaltender got a piece of that. Now Rose again. Penalty is over. Although the Rams player doesn't know that. Excuse me, it's not over, but this puck is put into the net, and it's waved off by the official. The whistle had sounded. The players go palms up. Let's have another look. Yeah, that net was clearly off, and that one goes off the post and in, so there's the question of would it have gone in had the net been on, so they're quick to wave that one off. And they'll continue the power play with 13 seconds to go on it. With a right circle face-off, Mihailovic is ready for the draw. Face-off won this time by the Rams. Luca Julio to the near side, and Newell will backhand this one out to the neutral zone. Banaszak taken away by Rope. Goes out to the neutral zone. And Jalix will secure the puck in his own end. Plays it off the end boards. Over to the far side in neutral ice. Now Jalix brings it across. Jalix takes a shot into the glove and held on to of our mystery Pine Richland goaltender. Again, not on my roster. That looks like Sudak to me. If anyone has the answer to me, let us know. 3:57 to go here in the first period. As this puck is sent up and out of play on a deflection. Megan Patterson says, when's GBS's next game? Well, unfortunately, Megan, they have been eliminated from this tournament, so their next game will be on Tuesday night at 7:40 p.m. Central Time at Glenview Ice Center, and they'll take on the Carmel Catholic Corsairs. So make sure you tune in for that one if you're a Glenbrook South fan. Now Robinson off the near board, centers it. It goes back up high and pops out of the zone, and Action will pick it up. Sends this one down. And Muldoon. The laid offside quickly waved off as this one's brought over the line by Pine Richland. Here's a shot. That one just clipped the side of the net, it appeared. Now Taggart dangles around a couple, goes to the far side half wall and sent down deep to the far side corner. Banaszak over to the far side, played off the boards and picked up by Cabanis. Taken away by Pine Richland, and Robinson will fire it back. Knack. Robinson picks it back up. Will skate through the neutral zone with it. Robinson over the line, fires this one to the near side corner. Played off a hop, now up to Miyoshi, left point. Zavi. Below the goal line. And played out the other way. Here comes Taggart. Taggart around one man, takes a shot, and he scores! That one found a hole in the goaltender, and Noah Taggart, the junior, gets Pine Richland on the board. It is 2-1 here in this eventful first period. Look at that move. And it just makes its way over the goal line. This will be a great look at it too on the PTZ 2-1 game here in favor of St. Ignatius. Shots on goal 6-5, according to our very own Gerard Boris, and he says around that. Maybe it's more like 6-7. Okay, there's Gerard with the hand motion. Very good. And a bit of a delay here for this face-off. Hill off a face-off win. Goes across D to D in their own zone. Now it's Patrick Rose playing this one ahead. Hill will bring it over the line. Hulek. Now Gallucci takes a shot. He scores! Levi Gallucci with his second of the game, second of this first period. Responds quickly to Pine Richland's strike and makes it 3-1, St. Ignatius. From way downtown. That didn't appear to be deflected. Number 17's goal. 2 goals in this game already for Levi Gallucci. Oh, 0-0 after the first period last game. Here's as though we're in for a much higher scoring affair. Now brought over the line again. Rose takes a shot. That one sizzles past the net. Hill from back up high sends it towards the net. That's sticked away by the Rams. And they'll knock it out to the neutral zone. Gallucci goes back. Now out the other way. This is fired down. And it will go far enough for icing with 100 seconds to go here in the first period. Face-off coming at the left wing circle. This one sent up to the left point. Here's a shot deflected, kicked out of there by the goaltender. Now on the rebound, not looking to beat Benedict's that time, but Newell below the goal line will send that one to the slot. It's played out of the zone by St. Ignatius. All the way down it goes, and far enough for an icing. 1:24 to go here in this slow-moving first period. We have officially hit the 9 o'clock hour, 9:10 here in Jamestown, New York, Eastern Time. Both of these teams are used to Eastern Time. You got Ohio versus Pennsylvania here in this one. Drop of the puck. And a big hit down to the far side corner. One man was clobbered into the corner boards, and he's laboring. Banaszak comes the other way, but they're going to blow the whistle as that player has not moved. And the trainer will step out onto the ice. Trying to identify who that is. Hard to tell the jersey number. Don't want to make any assumptions. It looks like a 56. I think it is Kyle Rakinski. And good news for him, he's able to get up under his own power. But in some pain. And now Taggart. Oh, excuse me. I was looking at 56 on St. Ignatius. That's actually Noah Taggart. I think he's being kicked out of the game for mocking his own injury. I didn't comment on it, but while he was skating back towards the bench, he was kind of flaring his arms. And these refs aren't letting anything go here. He'll get sent to the locker room. So Noah Taggart scores the goal and is no longer in this game. Here with 1:11 to go in the first period. 2 goals from Levi Gallucci, 1 from John Bzavi for St. Ignatius, and Taggart with your lone strike for the Rams. Fans letting the refs know what their thoughts on the call was. There was a 6-7. Gerard pointing at me. Shots on goal. There you go. 6-7. There it is. I was wondering what that signal was. All right, so neutral zone draw. One back up high. Action. Now Jay looks over the line. 1 minute to go here in the first period. Here's a shot. That one stopped by Sudev. Now from the left point, fired towards the net. Also saved and held on to with under a minute to go in the period. Lou. The near side cleared out to the neutral zone, Katzvi, but Jalix picks it right up. He's over the line, down the left wing side, pulls to his backhand, hits the crossbar with the shot. What a move there by Jalix, oh my. The fans are thinking that that one went in. We'll take a look at the goal cam. Meanwhile, Lou takes a man down into the corner, and that's gonna be a penalty against St. Ignatius. Boy, oh boy, as close as it gets down to our left. Let's take another look from our main cam and our goalie cam. The fans seem to be convinced that this went in. It looks pretty clearly off the crossbar to me. This will be the deciding factor right here. Yep, that never went in. Good call by the official who was right there. So a penalty against Lou, I should say, with 27.2 to go in the first period will result in a Pine Richland power play. He goes palms up and looks up to his team's broadcasting network, wondering what their thoughts were. But a power play underway for Pine Richland. Here's Newell. Puck pops back up to Phillips. Now over to the left side. Here's a shot. Glove save made by Benedicts, and he hangs on. 15.6. This one cleared down, and that's going to do it for period number one. 3-1 your score after 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for period number two right here on the South Hockey Network. Welcome back to the South Hockey Network, everybody. Second period just getting ready to start here from Northwest Arena in Jamestown, New York. 2025 Governor's Cup final game of preliminary play here, at least on rink 1. 2 goals from Levi Gallucci and 1 from John Bzavi, alongside the goal from Pine Richland coming from Noah Taggart on a really beautiful play by him, but unfortunately for him, he got ejected from this game for exaggerating an injury, whatever you want to call that. He was down in the corner for a long time and got back up and sort of danced his way back to the bench, and the ref said, that's enough. Now Phillips is tripped up down in the corner. It's going to be a penalty as Pine Richland is going to have a 2-man advantage here. If I were them, I would just give up the puck here. Comes to the near side and finally touched up by St. Ignatius. So 46 seconds of a 5-on-3 awaits the St. Ignatius Wildcats here with 14:13 to go in the second period, and what's already been a high-scoring game. Gallucci will make his way to the penalty box, the guilty party. And a long 5-on-3 here for Pine Richland. Waiting for the drop of the puck. Puck falls, and it's won by St. Ignatius down below the goal line action. 3 skaters out there for the Wildcats. This one back up to the point, slid across to Muldoon. Now Phillips takes a shot. Glove save made by Benedicts, and he hangs on for a whistle. Face-off coming at the right wing circle. Game 5 of our 5-game marathon today. Started in the morning, then had 4 straight, this being the 4th of those 4. Glad you're with us here for the 2025 Governor's Cup. We'll have the semifinals tomorrow morning. The game played on rink 1 here between the number 1 seed and the number 4 seed. Then the championship. Muldoon goes across. Now this one is fired, not out of the zone. Muldoon gets it back. Left point. Waited for the perfect shooting opportunity, then this one's intercepted. The first penalty is over, so now just a traditional 5-on-4 power play for Pine Richland. Here's a shot. That one wouldn't go, and Make plays it down behind the goal line. Berzila. Now up to Newell. Fires a shot. Lots of speed on that drive, but it goes wide of the net. And chase back after into their own zone for Pine Richland. Phillips. Newell. Sends it in. Goes down below the goal line for Mayoshi. Mayoshi lifts this one all the way down. A great penalty kill here from St. Ignatius, especially with extended time killing a 5-on-3 power play. Now suddenly just 22 seconds to go in the regular power play. And here's another clear by the Wildcats. Rams below the goal line. Lay this one ahead. Phillips sent it to Roop, close to offside, but no call. Here's a shot. That one wide of the net. Won't matter anyways. It comes out of the zone. Power play is fully over, so St. Ignatius has killed off a long power play with some 2-man advantage time as well. Mayoshi, now Cabanis, out to Julio in neutral ice, slides it across and sent into the zone. Hill takes it back, and Hill put it off the near side boards all the way down. It rolls, rolls, rolls. And the linesman on the far side just shrugs, so I guess he waved it off. Now Mayoshi goes to the captain, Hill. Sent back in by the Rams. Benedicts will leave it behind the goal line. Goes to the far side for Hulick. He tried to clear it out but could not. Now Harley gets it deep. Gallucci picks it up below the line. Gallucci puts on the brakes. And he'll backhand that one, touched back to him. Hulick. And it does leak outside the zone. Now Hulick comes across down the left wing side, taken back by the Rams. And they'll fire it in. Benedicts leaves it below the goal line. Hill. Out to Julio. Into the zone, Lou. In his own end. Now across for Hill, far side corner. He will lift this one out. And Phillips grabs it. Lou. Tipped out of the zone, and out comes Gallucci. He's over the line. Gallucci already with 2 goals. Looked to send that one to the slot for a backhand pass for Rose, but it didn't connect with him. Now Pine Richland, Desjardins. Giving up to Hulick. Hulick leaves it, goes across for Rose. Now punch back up high to Gallucci. Gallucci down low. Far side corner, back for Rose. Rose is hitting to the boards by Phillips. Rose to Gallucci below the line. Gallucci knocks it up for Rose. Now action, can't keep it in. It's chased after by Verzila. Potential odd man rush here, but he couldn't get around. A great defensive effort from Ethan Liu. Now Verzila. Gallucci knocks him away. They keep the puck, but now St. Ignatius steals. They've got a 3-on-1 here. Hulick goes across. Gallucci down the left wing side, shoots one, and the save is made by Sudek. Hanging on to the puck, stopping play with 9:25 to go here in the second period. Jalix turned over to the Rams, and they'll play this one out. Walter gets taken down from behind. That could have been a call, but does not get called against Jalix. Robinson now backhands this one up to his own zone. Mayoshi tips this ahead. Moldan taken away by the Wildcats. They'll bring it over the line. Here's Mihailovic. Backhand shot. That one wouldn't go. Mahovlik, I should say. And this puck is cleared out, deflected, so no icing. It'll be chased down after by Nate Robinson. Out to Jalix. Jalix through the zone. Comes over the line. Goes between the legs of one. Nice move. And now Bzavi has to chase this one all the way outside the zone. 8:15 to go here in period number 2. Same score as it was in the first period. 3-1 in favor of St. Ignatius in this consolation game here in the tournament. Technically an official preliminary game, but both these teams entered this one knowing that they had been eliminated, unfortunately for them. But they'll get the chance to play out their schedule here at the Governor's Cup at this beautiful rink. And now some pushing and shoving after the whistle. We'll see if we get any penalties as a result. Yeah, so Cabanis will go to the box for slashing. Looks like that's it. Number 81 for St. Ignatius, 81 in white. Watch him. And I would have no idea how that's the only penalty. Watch it one more time. So 81, I mean, he's the one that's mobbed by 3 Rams. God, I mean, I just have no idea. He poked the goalie, says Gerard. Let's watch this one more time. Watch 81 closely. And I guess maybe goalie interference, but still somewhat surprising that the Rams don't get anything for that. So a power play awaits the Pine Richland Rams for 2 minutes as they look to claw their way back into this one. 7:48 to go in the second. And the drop of the puck at the right wing circle to get us started. Pine Richland tries a quick shot, but it's taken back by St. Ignatius, and they will clear. Muldoon below the goal line. Brings it up ice, goes across. This one backhanded, but Hill intercepts. Lou able to clear that one out to the neutral zone, and the Rams have to reset. Here's a quick one. Verzla takes a shot, and that one goes high of the net. Maybe a partial stop there for Benedicts. Now Verzla. Backhanded this one down to the right wing circle. Verzla gets it back. Off the near boards up to Muldoon. Muldoon fires a shot, looking for a deflection down at the doorstep, but couldn't find one from his man Verzla. Now to the near side. Backhanded down once again. Babinski looks to clear the zone. He cannot get it past Muldoon. Now Newell. Tough angle shot, takes one, and that's kicked out of there by the goaltender Benedicts. Muldoon keeps it alive at the left point. Babinski, now Muldoon gets it back. This one down below the line. To the near side for Newell. Eludes a check. This one goes down below the goal line. Up to Phillips. He tries a shot from long distance. That one misses the net. Now Muldoon. Sent it over to the far side. And look out. And the Rams bench, that goes out of play. .5:53 to go in the second period. 3-1 the score. All the goals were scored in the first period of this one. Here's a shot from way up high, deflected wide. And now Walter. He's crunching to the boards below the goal line. It's played out to the neutral zone. Up ice comes St. Ignatius. Here's action. Down below the line, look to center that one. And Rose takes it back. Rose is hooked from behind by Walter, and that's going to be a penalty against the Rams. So off to the power play go the Wolfpack now. Or the Wildcats, I should say. All right, folks, I broadcast a team called St. Ignatius back home in Illinois. They're called the St. Ignatius Wolfpack, so I feel like I've done that a couple times, maybe even without correcting myself once or twice, so my apologies. The Wildcats, yes, Wildcats, are going to the power play. Mayoshi at the right point. Sends it across for Hill. Down to the circle, Rose. Patrick Rose up to Hill. Touched it down low for Gallucci. Up to Rose again. Now Hill, but that one sticked out of the zone. Nice play with the stick of Michael Desjardins. Now Hill back in his own end. He'll play this one to Gallucci near side. Gallucci through the neutral zone. He's across center ice. Gallucci already on hat trick watch. He scored 2 goals already. Rose now up high. Goes to Hill, tie slot. Now down to Gallucci again. Up to Hill. Those two play catch. Hill lets one rip, tipped on its way, and then they score on the follow-up. And skating right to the Glenbrook South team is Hulek in celebration. Here on the South Hockey Network, how fitting. It is 4-1, St. Ignatius Wildcats. Hill let the shot go. The big save was made on the deflection, and then following up his own shot was Hulek. So add him to the scoring party, TJ Hulek. The junior makes it 4-1 with the power play goal. Now Jalix plays it cross ice. Sticked back into the zone by St. Ignatius, or by Pine Richland into the St. Ignatius zone. Now sent the other way, it's going to be an icing with 4:04 to go in the second period. Norwich Free, South Kent, both have clinched the semifinals. The Culver Academy Eagles, I believe the math works out that they have clinched too. They've got 5 points in the standings, 10 points per period. The only possible way is if Bethel Park beats them, but then they're 4th place. Yeah, Culver has clinched. Yes, we can confirm that. So that leaves 1 spot remaining. It's going to go down to Bethel Park or University School. Bethel Park has a distinct advantage. University School must win each period in order to clinch that spot. Now Muldoon goes to the far side, deflected in. And out of the zone it comes. 3:30 to go here in the second period. 4-1 the score. Just 1-0 here in the period, but again, these two teams are both eliminated, so that points per period a non-factor. Malovic takes a shot. That one sizzles wide of the net. Now action. Wildcats, I should say, bring it into the zone. This one's center for Malovic and brought the other way by Pine Richland. Here comes Verzela, trying to get around one. Up to Julio. Benedicts leaves it behind the goal line for the captain, Hill. Now Roop. Out to the neutral zone. Hill sends it back in, or at least he was trying to. That's blocked by Roop at the blue line. Gonna stick that one ahead, but it's taken away by Julio. He comes over the line, has a 4-on-2 somewhat. Takes a shot, that goes deflected wide of the net to the left. Battle for the puck near side corner. Comes back up top and sent down low by Roop. Out to the neutral zone, Cabanis plays it off the far side boards and neutral ice, trying to get ahead of that puck, but he couldn't. So we've hit the 2-minute warning here in period number 2. Teams will go to the locker room for a Zamboni ice cut, and then we'll come out here ready for the third period of play. Now Hill. Julio. And to get around Hulek. Up to Roop. Walter, now Mayoshi. Plays it out to Roop. Hulek springs ahead. He's got a partial break down the left wing side. He takes a shot, and he scores! It's his second of the game. TJ Hulek buried that one down the left wing side, and Ignatius now leads 5-1 here in the second period. And celebrates with the Glenbrook South Titans team once again. TJ Hulek. joins Levi Gallucci with a 2-goal game of his own. Goes glove side on that one, beats the goaltender. This should be a great look at it. And just under the glove. So 5-1 the score. Again, we'll have an ice cut no matter what happens here in this period. Or what the score is, I should say. Now Hadley comes over the line, down the left wing side, looking to get around action. He could not. Down low, Babinski. I should say Robinson looked to clear it out. That one's kept alive. Here's a quick shot and then another. And the second one missed the cage. Now Desjardins. Rose. Chips this one down to the far side corner. Hulek. Now Gallucci. Both guys on Hattie watch are out there. Sent right in front. Here's Hulek trying for it. Would have been a natural hat trick too, but that is stopped by the goaltender and held on to with 33.0 here in the second period. Malovic ready for the draw against Pine Richland's Jackson Nake. Now right in front, here's a one-timer by Malovic, and that goes wide of the net. Being fought for. Now left point, here's a shot. That one's turned away by the glove. Malovic gloves it down. Tried a follow-up shot. Now back up high, sent down low. Backhanded to the far side. Time winding down on period number 2. And Ignatius with 2 goals here in the second. Add on to their lead. It's now 5-1 with 15 minutes to play in the third period. Third period coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after about 10 minutes time or so, right here on the South Hockey Network to conclude tonight's action. Welcome back to the South Hockey Network, everybody. Third period is underway, and they score right away. 9 seconds into the period, Pine Richland is starting to try and claw their way back here. And how about that start to the third period? We were barely set and ready to go when they struck. A nice centering pass, and it's tapped home by Carson Vazila, scoring the Rams' second goal here tonight. So now that makes it a 5-2 game. Remember, both these teams mathematically eliminated from this tournament. So basically a consolation game, even though it's the conclusion of their preliminary schedule. This one's dove on top of by Benedicts, and he'll cover up for a whistle, stopping the clock with 14:29 to go in the third. Norwich Free, South Kent, Culver Academy all clinched the semifinals. Bethel Park, all but certain they will make it as well. But they're down 1-0 over on Rink 2. All they need to do is avoid losing the last two periods. Bethel Park only with 2 goals allowed so far at this tournament. We'll have the semifinals and championship for you live right here on the South Hockey Network. Got the 1 seed versus the 4 seed tomorrow morning right here on the main rink at Northwest Arena. Then the championship at 1 p.m., both those Eastern time. We'll see who can find a way to get the trophy. The Glenbrook South Titans, the defending champs, have been eliminated, so there will be a new Governor's Cup champion this year as the Rams enter the zone offside, stopping the clock with 13:47 to go here in the third period. This one will be sent in, picked up by Hill as he slaps it to the near side half wall. Phillips up high takes a shot. That goes into the glove of Benedicts, and he hangs on for another whistle. Goals in this game, John Zavi for St. Ignatius, and a pair of goals from both Levi Galucci and TJ Hulick for the St. Ignatius Wildcats. As for the Pine Richland Rams, Carson Verzela scored just 9 seconds into this period alongside Noah Taggart, who scored back in the first period. He has since been ejected from the game. Now Rose brings it back up ice. Patrick Rose over the line, centers at Hulick. Both guys on hat-trick watch out there. His centering pass goes to Hulick. He tried to glove it down for himself, but it gets taken away by the Rams, and they'll bring it up ice. Slapped into the zone, and they'll go off for a change. Now Verzela sidesteps one check, left circle, backhands that one down to the far side corner, now sent right in front. Verzela, he scores his second goal in just a couple of minutes. Gets the Rams within 2. Now the third player in this game to score 2 goals, Carson Verzela, the junior forward. Let's watch it again. Right place, right time, and banged home. Pine Richland said, "This ain't no consolation for us. We want to win this game like we want to win any other game," and they had a plan here coming back. Due to some penalties and ejections, they have a really short bench right now, just 7 skaters not on the ice at this moment in time. Hill takes a shot. That's blocked by Newell, laboring after getting in the way of that drive. Now action. Kind of a short bench on the other side, too. Only 9 skaters on the bench for St. Ignatius. Now Babinski will fire this one in. Goes down below the goal line for Sudek. Now Phillips goes far side half wall, and it deflects out to the neutral zone. Brought ahead by Verzela. Verzela looking to send that one to the blue paint. He did, but not a lot of speed, and it's eventually covered up by the goaltender Benedicts for a whistle. .11.5 to go here in the third. A 2-0 score in the period for the Rams as they look to claw their way back. Walter ready for the face-off at the right wing circle. Drop of the puck is won back by the Wildcats. Goes to the far side for Jalix as he tips it out to the neutral zone. This one's fired in. Robinson chasing after it. And he'll fire it out to the neutral zone, tipped ahead by Jalix, but taken right back by the Rams, Julio. Now to the near side of Robinson. He'll send this one in, but it's an icing as he was before center ice. That'll stop the clock again with 11:04 to go here in the third. 20th annual Governor's Cup. This great tournament hosted every year right here at Northwest Savings Bank Arena in Jamestown, New York. A beautiful 5,000-seat facility. It looks like there's not a lot of seats. It's because you can't see the second deck, which is only on the near side, right above us. Or, well, we're in the second deck, first row. If it looks like there's not a lot of fans here, it's because all of them have found their way to the near side, right behind the benches. There they are. Face-off is won by the Rams initially. Now it's brought back out by Bazavi. Over the line, he comes down the left wing side. Dropped it off. Here's a shot. That one high of the net. Rebound sent to the far side half wall for Hamley. Now in the slot, turning around and firing a backhand shot was Cavanis, but that one wouldn't go. Far side corner. Now Babinski goes up to Robinson. His backhand try that was looking to be sent down was taken back by the Wildcats. Robinson sidesteps Verzela. Goes across for Babinski. Plays it off the far wall and out to neutral ice. Through the legs of one Verzela, but couldn't follow up with that puck as the linesman takes a spill into the far side corner boards. Hulek, he's taken down. That's a penalty against the Rams, and that'll send the Wildcats to the power play, and the short bench gets even shorter for Pine Richland now with a penalty against them. Pretty obvious call for the official to make. Let's look at it again. So power play for St. Ignatius. Galucci is out there, as is Hulek. Both those guys on hat trick watch. Hulek, far side corner. Right circle up high, goes to Hill with it left side. Hill down to Galucci. Galucci below the goal line. Rose, try to center that one. Locked off a stick, but he gets it back. Rose up to Galucci. He'll let one go. He scores! That's the hat trick for Levi Galucci. The sophomore gets it done. Our first hat trick on the broadcast today. And that extends the Wildcats' lead. It is now 6-3. Well, 3 players in this game had 2 goals. You knew one of them was going to get the hattie. No protective netting here to stop hats from going on the ice, but unfortunately, no hats to be found. These Wildcat fans Want to get rid of their lids. We're down to 9 minutes to go here in the third period. It looked like the Rams were going to start clawing their way back, but that goal was a silencer for the Rams fans here in attendance. Phillips back in neutral ice, goes across for Roop. Now Julio. Branscombe dumps it in. Down the left wing side, Mayoshi picks it back up to play it out. Sent down below the goal line again. Mayoshi to the near side, Banaszak. Off the near glass with the backhand and out the other way. Julio will get to it. Julio looked to clear that one out to the neutral zone. He couldn't get it there. Now Banaszak. He'll knock it in. Goes down below the goal line, and Julio will pick it up far side half boards. Eight minutes to play here in the third period. This shot takes a deflection, goes wide. Shots on goal, 21-15 in favor of the Wildcats. Sent the length, action will get there, and it's an icing against the Rams. Babinski. Left circle face off. He's ready for the draw. Puck falls, and it's one back up high by the Wildcats. Hill goes over across. He wanted the one-timer there from Bazavi, but stick got in the way of that before it got to him. And it's sent back down the other way by the Rams. University School up 1-0 at the end of 2 periods. So they're looking to steal a semifinal spot from Bethel Park if they can win that third period and secure all the possible points. That'll be exciting to watch over on Rink 2 as we await the last of our 4 teams. We know that Norwich Free, South Kent, and Culver Academy all have clinched the semifinals, and the last spot being fought for between Bethel Park and University School. 6:57 to play here in period number 3. Dylan Ward here on the call with you alongside our technical engineer, or video producer, I should say, Gerard Boris. Nearing the end of our 4-game marathon here on Rink 1. Wildcats play this one out to neutral ice. Phillips. Regained by the Wildcats out to neutral ice. It's picked up by Patrick Rose. Nice pass, finds Hulek. He's into the zone, takes the shot, looking for the second Hattie on the team. And that one goes high of the net, bounces off the end boards and hits the back of the cage. Tickled the twine, but the wrong side of it. Now Nake goes out to Verzala. Sticked away to the far side by Robinson. Now Gallucci over the line. Gallucci sends it to the near side corner. Grabbed by Hulek. Backhand shot was stopped. Sent below the goal line. Now Hulek gets his stick knocked out of his hands. Penalty coming up on that play. And that'll send the Wildcats right back to the power play. Interference, the official call. Interesting. Watch it again. And I guess it's not really a slash, so interference. A fair enough call. So another power play for the Wildcats. They scored on their last power play as we're sub 6 minutes here in the third period. Malovic ready for the draw. Puck falls. It's won by Ignatius. Here's a shot by Jalix. That one high of the net. Now Jalix gets it back. Centers it. Banaszak. Now Malovic. He takes a man down, doesn't get called for that. Off the near boards up to Hill. Goes across. Reynolds. Or Miyoshi, I should say. Now down below the line. Jalick. Jalix. Takes a lap all the way up high. Has the puck still. Far side half boards picked off by the Rams, and they're able to backhand this one out. Look out. Racing after the puck is Desjardins. Send that one wide, killing off more time on this PK. And the Wildcats get the puck back. Hill will come through the neutral zone. He's over the line. Hill taken by the Rams. They can't clear it out past Rose. Patrick Rose down low, looking to set up Hulick, but never got to him. Now Malovic up to Hill left point. 35 to go on the power play. 4.5 to go in the period. Here's a shot from Hill from way up high. That one stopped. Malovic. Down low. Tried a shot fan on it, and it's cleared out by Pine Richland. All the way down. Gallucci. Skates through neutral ice. He hops over the line. Gallucci. Penalty is over, so they do not score on the power play. This goes down to the far side corner. Kept alive at the right point, but a penalty coming up. And an exaggerated applause from the Rams fans who believe they should have had more. Hulick goes to the box. And Nake also going to the box for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Wow. And now the Pine Richland fans in attendance are letting the refs hear it again. And those two boys arguing back and forth in the penalty box. Probably hear him through our mics, but we'll stay 5-on-5. One man shorter for each bench. Zavi goes down low, tap back to him. Zavi shoots, and he scores. It's his second goal of the game. Joins the club, and it's a touchdown for the Wildcats. Their 7th as they lead by a touchdown to a field goal. So John Zavi and TJ Hulick, each with 2 goals. Gallucci with a hat trick. Carson Verzela with 2 goals. You got 4 players in this game with multi-goal efforts. Interesting stuff. There's another bottle popper. And here's the reaction from the penalty box from Hulick. Actually, it looks like you didn't see that one in real time. So 3:10 to go here in the third period in this game where both teams are already eliminated, but finishing out the preliminary round of play. Verzela cuts to the far side slot. Another penalty is called. Hooking. This one against St. Ignatius as Lou goes to the box. So a power play for Pine Richland. I would say this power play would last 2 minutes, but I don't think that's going to be the case based on the penalties that we've been calling. Left circle face-off is one back up high by the Rams. Left point. To the near side, Phillips. Over to the doorstep, and Newell put that one wide. Battle for the puck, far side corner. Kept alive by Roop. Now Verzela. Off the near boards, back up to Phillips. Phillips with a shot, deflected off the blocker of Benedict's up high. Now to the far side. And cleared out of the zone. 2:20 to go here in this one. Pine Richland came out hot in this third period, but it was no match to St. Ignatius, who has been dominant here tonight. Verzela takes a lap, goes upstairs to Phillips, right point, slides it across. And a shot taken by Muldoon is stopped by Benedicts as he dives on top of it. And we're sub 2 minutes. 1:58 to go here in the third. 7-3 Wildcats. .104 to go on the power play for Pine Richland. Verzela ready to take the face-off. Muldoon, left point. Sends this one down to the far side half wall. Bobinski clears it out the other way. Here's Andrew Phillips. Skating through the neutral zone. Verzela bringing it back, takes a peek up at the clock. Verzela dances through the neutral zone. He'll hack it in. Cleared back out the other way. Bzavi over the line, but they call it offside. They're going to say Bzavi was offside on the puck. He seemed to have possession. Interesting call. I suppose. So a neutral zone face-off. Drop of the puck is eventually possessed by the Rams, it appears. Rose, right point. Under a minute to play here in period number 3. Hadley, I should say, backhands this one to the blue paint. Walter. Now finds Hulick at the blue line. Hulick takes a shot, looking for a hat trick of his own, but that was stopped. Now Rose with a shot. Glove save made by the Pine Richland goaltender. Sudak. 34.8 to go here in the third. In the final game of Rink 1 action here on this Saturday marathon at the Governor's Cup. Hulick ready for the face-off. Puck falls, and it's sent out of the zone by the Rams, deflected, so this will not be an icing. Benedict comes out of his net to play it to the far side, rung around the boards, pops out to neutral ice. Bzavi, now Hill plays it out to Hulick, who races after it, but Desjardins gets there first. One man loses a stick, that's Hadley, he gets it back quickly. Now Hill back in his own zone. Plays it up to the blue line as it's tipped in. And time will run out. The St. Ignatius Wildcats do get a win to their name here at the Governor's Cup. They'll finish with a record of 1-2-0. Here with a dominant 7-3 drubbing of the Pine Richland Rams. Hat trick for Gallucci, 2 goals by Bzavi, 2 goals by Hulick, and the 7 goals scored by the Wildcats were scored by 3 different players. You don't see that every day. The teams will line up at center ice to shake hands. Noah Taggart and Carson Verzela with your 3 goals for the Rams. Verzela with 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you hanging out with us here on this Saturday evening. It's been an absolute grind here at the Governor's Cup. And we're not done yet. We've got the semifinal between the 1 seed and the 4 seed. We don't 100% know the teams yet. There's still a game being finished up on rink 2 right now. But be sure to check back. If your team is either the 1 seed or the 4 seed, we've got your game right here on rink 1. We'll make this quick because Gerard and I got to go get some rest before we get up for tomorrow's game. Dylan Ward and Gerard Boris, your crew today. One more time, the final. St. Ignatius Wildcats 7, Pine Richland Rams 3. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the semis right here on the South Hockey Network.